Hi, my name is E.T. and I would like to talk to you about performance management systems and the performance appraisal process. Did you know that as a manager and as a leader, the performance management system is the best tool you can have to manage your people? Now, let me share with you 4 different scenarios, and you might find some of this very familiar, or you might be in that exact scenario. Scenario number 1. Let's say perhaps you have a staff that is not doing very well, not performing. Maybe they've been with you for many years, but yet they're not achieving their KPIs and they're not performing well in the company or in the team. What do you do? Now, many managers will do this. Number 1, they just ignore and just let them be. But the problem is that it's costing your payroll and it is demotivating other people. Some managers will do this. They will cold storage them. And again, it's not the right way because it's still costing you money, right? And some other managers will transfer that staff to another department. Now again, that's not a good solution because what you're doing is you're transferring the problem to your fellow colleague, right? So what do? Well, let's look at scenario number 2. Scenario number 2 is where you have a staff who is an excellent performer, who's achieving and exceeding all their KPIs. Now what do? Right? At the same time, you're also afraid because what if the person, am I overworking them? Am I giving them too many KPIs? Or worse, what if because they're so good, they will resign and join another company? Right? So that's scenario number 2. What about scenario number 3? Scenario number 3 is where, let's say, perhaps some of your staff have set 10 or more than 10 KPIs in their performance management system at the beginning of the year. What do? That's just too many, right? But you just don't know how to teach them or educate them or help them with their KPIs. And scenario number 4, this happens a lot. A lot of managers, when it comes to performance ratings, they tend to take the safe road, which means they either mark them as meet expectations, just nice, right? Not too much, not too little, so that I don't have to justify my rating. Or they tend to just go down the middle. If there's a rating scale, they mark in the middle, right? Now again, that's not very good because you are demotivating your high performers and you are motivating the non-performers. So what do? Now, we are organizing a 2-day workshop on performance management systems and performance appraisals. And this is where, if you come for this workshop, you will learn the techniques on how to handle all those 4 scenarios and more. So for example, if a person who is not performing, what do? Well, in the workshop, you'll learn 2 methods, right? PAAR of performance management and OGPC of performance counseling and performance improvement. You will also learn about PIPs and how you can use that to help and coach and give them a chance to improve. Now, what about your staff who are high performing, right? You will learn how to give them ratings, to measure them fairly and objectively so that you are able to retain them and motivate them further. Right? Number 3, too many KPIs. What do? Well, if you have more than 10 KPIs, that's just too many. Right? Key performance indicators are, the keyword is key, K-E-Y. So ideally, you should have maybe 5, maybe 6 KPIs. That's it. No more than that. If you have more than that, perhaps some of them are repetitive or some of them are just activities. And situation number 4, scenario number 4. How do you rate them fairly and objectively instead of just giving them the middle rate or the safe score? Right? Rate them fairly, rate them objectively so that you will identify your non-performers and you identify your high performers so that you can reward them and retain them. So come for the workshop, and if you spend the 2 days, invest your 2 days to learn these techniques, these methods on how to handle this high-performing staff and non-performing staff, it will really increase your productivity, it will reduce your people problems, reduce your headaches. And if that's what you want, this is what the workshop can give you. I hope to see you at our workshop.